Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about The Joker 2, and we are going to be going over an article by Variety. So this article is reporting that The Joker 2 has made $7 million in its Thursday preview. The sequel will attempt to reach the high marks set by the 2019 original, but it's nearly impossible to challenge. The Joker, the first film in 2019, made an astonishing $1.0 billion at the global box office from a tiny budget of $65 million. And this is something to really keep in mind, that this had a lot lower of a budget than The Joker 2, which currently has a $200 million budget. And again, that does not include any marketing costs. So typically, a good rule of thumb is about double what their budget is, and that's what they'll spend on marketing. So this film really, and that's a very rough estimate, but to break even, it's going to have to do very well at the box office. And if we compare it to the first film, The Joker made $13.3 million in its Thursday preview, on its way to $96.2 million on its opening weekend, while the sequel, Joker 2, is on track to make a smaller $50 million to $65 million in the same time frame. And earlier this week, I saw that their original prediction was $70 million, and then they dropped it to $65 million. And I think it's very interesting that that is what they're reporting. They dropped their original before the film came out. This was before. But if we go over to Rotten Tomatoes, we finally have a audience score at 37%. And Wednesday, right before the film came out, the critics was at a 60%. Obviously, more critics have now reviewed it. And since it is open to more people to see the film, it dropped to 38%. So it is rotten, which is, oh no. But what are you going to do, right? This film, a lot of people didn't necessarily want this film or see a need for this film, and it is a musical, and it basically has an upward battle to climb, and it looks like it is not doing so well on its climb. So if we go to the audience reviews, which I would say is more accurate, you're getting to people who weren't necessarily paid to go see this film, so I thought we would go and look through what some of the audience is saying. This person gave it a 1 star and said, "What a disappointment. Expectations were high and they ended up in the toilet. I didn't expect the Joker Part 2 to be a slow, frustrating musical. Nothing good about this movie. Don't waste your time and money." While this other person who gave it a 5 stars said, "Most of the people won't understand the direction of this movie, but I'm glad they did something different here. I can say the best part is the acting and the selection of music. We can't avoid saying that the picture is also amazing." I saw the film. I gave it around, I think, a 7.4. I was definitely being more generous, but I felt like that was sort of a fair score if I had to give it out of 10. It was average, not great, not good. You can go check out my review. It's on this channel if you want to get more on what my opinion was. But overall, this film does not look like it's gonna make $1 billion, which, again, it's very rare for a rated R movie to make $1 billion, and that's something that the first Joker did, and it's definitely not something that the Joker 2 is going to do. A lot of people aren't liking it, and for a film to do really well, a good word of mouth is super important, which this film just does not have. And in my opinion, I think we might be lucky to see if this film even makes money, especially with the marketing costs and with the higher budget that this film have. It's going to be super interesting to see how this film does on its preview over the weekend, so we'll get those numbers around Monday and for the weeks to come, because there obviously will be a drawback in the number of people who are seeing it, because typically the first week you have everyone who's excited. In my theater, there was around 20 people in it, and I was looking at other showings in my area. None of them were sold out, and they were in the big theaters too. So I think it's definitely going to be telling in the coming weeks that if the Joker 2 was worth making So if you enjoyed this video, please consider like, share, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!